Hello, beautiful souls, and welcome to Celebrity Natal Charts. Today we are going to be looking at the natal chart of Cristiano Ronaldo, which, as you know, we are not a fan of pronouncing anybody's name correctly in this series, but he is from Funchal, Madeira, Portugal. Not sure I'm saying that wrong. February 5th, 1985, 5:25 a.m. Birth time accuracy poor, so it's not necessarily exactly his chart, but is the chart that we have for him and that we're going to be looking at. 1985 is the year of the ox. Cristiano Ronaldo dos Santos Rio, OIH, born February 5th, 1985, year of the ox, known as Cristiano Ronaldo, is a Portuguese football player who plays as a forward for Spanish club Real Madrid and captains the Portugal national team. He became the most expensive footballer in history when he moved from Manchester United to Real Madrid in 2009 in a transfer worth €8 million. Some other numbers. Ronaldo's contract with Real Madrid, under the terms of which he is paid $21 million per year, makes him the highest paid footballer in the world, and his buyout clause is valued at $1 billion per his contract. He took over the captaincy of the side in July 2008 and went to the captain Portugal to the semifinals. Okay, yeah, a bunch of soccer stuff. So he plays soccer, and his name is Cristiano Ronaldo dos Santos Rio. What I want to talk about is the fact that he has a rising Capricorn. He's born in the year of the ox. Ox is comparable to Capricorn. He himself is best well known, I guess, in this bio for being a very expensive football player. That's very Capricorn, capitalism, money, finances, and being very lucky in that because I believe in his first house he also has Jupiter. Yes, Jupiter and Capricorn. Jupiter, Neptune, rising Capricorn. Okay. So he very much like, so that's the thing too. So it's like Adam Levine, Justin Bieber, I think maybe one other person we looked at had Jupiter in the first house, and they're like known for like looking good. But then also with him, I know that it's like his face is like difficult to capture because of that statue or whatever that they did. So he has Jupiter in the first house, which is very lucky, very fortunate. He's like a very lucky, fortunate guy. Rising Capricorn, he's very expensive. So not even to say lucky or fortunate, it's probably just like very expensive. Second house in Aquarius. So his biggest priority in life should be his friends. So like with Cindy Crawford and I believe Michael Jordan, their second house of Leo making their highest priority being their fame or like getting attention. His biggest priority should be like taking care of his friends and making sure, like talking about his friends and making sure that they're getting equal attention. Which, I mean, friends, teammates, maybe being like a team player is very important to him. You got Mercury in Aquarius, he might say it a lot. But also with like a lot of Aries in his chart as well. That might be something that he says to himself, reminds himself, like, be a team player, there's other people on the team. I guess he might also probably have like some type of a charitable organization that would give him a lot of money or speaking for charitable organizations. So that's the thing too, is like, okay, Capricorn rising, you're this $1 billion football player and, you make money from your charities that you talk about or that, you do philanthropy for. But you also have a third house in Pisces. So you actually believe in the things that you're saying. So I guess if you saw Cristiano Ronaldo, and he was, talking about save the whales, like he really actually cares about saving the whales. Like he's not just saying it so you'll give him money. He probably will need money to help save the whales or whatever philanthropic cause that he's a part of. But he is an actual like sincere believer. Even though he might be getting duped or doped or whatever the case may be. And then so also he probably had like a very spiritual upbringing. Maybe lived very close to a church. Maybe lived in a church at some point, or went to church so often that it felt like he lived at church. Fourth house in Aries. So I guess he's like from Portugal, which is kind of like a small little angry European country. But fourth house in Aries talks to me about maybe being like angry at your mother, having some like unresolved feelings with her. Venus and Mars in Aries. Yeah. So he's like, so he might like aggression is a really big turn on for him, probably in the bedroom. Um, and probably like you know, has a very attracted to like masculine energy and being dominant and dominating over other people. Very like athletic and stuff. Mars in Aries, Venus in Aries, but also attracted to people who are like athletic as well. Um, so that's his fourth house, and then his fifth house. So it's like those couples like they argue in front of you and they never break up, and it's just like, okay, so this is like part of your foreplay, and I don't want to be a part of it, and you're trying to like cuckold me into some weird, angry, angry threesome. That kind of seems like his vibe, especially with the rising Capricorn. 4, 5, fifth house in Taurus. Yeah, I mean, like, so, he likes to party, likes to play. He's also very, like, spiritual, loves God. Fifth house in Taurus. It's like, I mean, with a name like Cristiano, I think, like, actually the thing that he would like to be known for the most is his connection to, like, God and spirituality. God and spirituality is what he's actually wants to be known for the most. Um, and, yeah, so then in his sixth house of Gemini, which I think is also where he has Chiron. I want to say Chiron Gemini. Okay, yeah, reversed or what? Retrograde. What I call reversed in my mind. So I don't know if any of this to be true. This is just like the assumptions that I'm making based on his chart. But I sort of feel like he has the same thing as James Hong, where it's like he might correct people's like language skills or accent work, while still really needing assistance with his accents and pronunciations of different words in different languages might be something that he helps people with. It's sort of like having the Derek Zoolander um, school for kids who can't read good, and he can't read good neither. Sort of deal is what I feel there. So that's Chiron reversed in his. So what are we looking at? Rising Capricorn, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So fifth house in Taurus too. So I guess much like Harry Styles, there's something about his spiritual beliefs that interrupt his like sex life or love life. Not to the extent where he feels like he'll be jailed for it, like Harry Styles, but it is something that like is difficult for him, and also like money is. So it's like really funny, like um, is known as the natal chart accuracy poor, but is known as the most expensive football player. Rising Capricorn, year of the ox. That all makes sense, but a fifth house in Taurus also talks about like financial difficulties, which could have been something that was prevalent in the beginning of his life and is no longer the case because of all of his success. Um, maybe his financial success could be something that has come and went, but it says that is an obstacle, and how he's supposed to heal people is through speaking to them, like maybe being a public speaker, maybe helping people with their accent, starting a school, educating them, helping people read is how he's supposed to heal his finances. And then having the rising Capricorn, obviously his seventh house is in Cancer, which I think we did Aquarius rising Cancer, maybe not already, but it says that he's looking for a partner that's very similar to his mother or that's like very nurturing and loving. But I think he's more attracted to and has more aggression for people that resemble his father. Uh, Maybe like people like shorter than him, like short little angry guys. little football player guys. And then, but once a relationship with a Cancer, like someone who's very similar to his mother, is very nurturing. And then in his eighth house of Leo, with the moon in Leo too, to me that sounds like he's like, I don't want to be involved in spirituality or astrology or psychics or whatever unless I'm like the golden god of it. Leo in the eighth house, so it might be something that he does late. Like it's like kind of like in his chart. It was in his chart, Harry Styles' chart, Michael Jordan's chart, where it's like they do want to be more Pisces, Leo, and Taurus, where they want to be known for their connection to God and spirituality. But I guess maybe as like Aquarian scientists, they're like God is silly or something. I don't know. But it's like he doesn't like really want to be Christian unless he's the Pope. Sort of deal with his energy. And then ninth house in Virgo, so he knows a lot about like health and wellness and keeping himself fit and not sick. He might be the type of person that like avoids things like plastic surgery. Um, ninth house in Virgo, but he also like I guess doesn't really like it's not that he doesn't value education. It's just that he might like the lower realms of education more. So if he were to become some sort of like to say if he was to become a teacher, he would probably teach like elementary school students or high school students. He probably wouldn't become a college professor, which I mean he could with this position, but he would probably prefer to deal with like smaller children that are probably like captivated by his soccer fame and listen to him and don't really challenge him. Um, and then so we have his 10th house in Libra, midheaven. So as we're looking at Ashton Kutcher, Michael Kelso's chart, and I forget where his Libra was, but he might have been the rising Cancer. I don't know. But a midheaven in 10,000 Libra says to me that like he would rather, I guess, be like well known for like marrying like a female leader of a country or something like that. Like he'd much rather be like Mr. somebody else, you know? And that might be his destiny. Like he might marry like some very famous pop singer or politician and become better known for his marriage than his actual career. Or how he might have been like lazy or slowed down. And he has a very powerful position in his 11th house of Scorpio and Pluto also being in Scorpio. He might have like a psychic sister or a lot of friends that participate in the occult, spiritual magic, and things like that that he might be like fully aware of. And he might also be aware that it like causes limitations. So there might be part of his like spiritual practices that are a little bit arguably primitive that he might be embarrassed by, and not being able to share what it is that he truly believes in causes limitations amongst him and his friends and his vibration and within his powers of manifestation. Uh, and we have like 12th house in Sagittarius. So 12th house in Sagittarius to me actually says things, especially him being a athlete and footballer. It's like wanting to be in the Olympics makes him miserable. If he had already participated in the Olympics, whatever it was sad and miserable. I guess this could also probably be like the World Cup or something like that. Um, but it actually says like being competitive and athletic makes him somewhat miserable, or maybe he has a lot of like pain or something like that. Uh, I don't know, because maybe he's a person that likes perimeters and boundaries, but this also this Uranus in his 12th house as well of Sagittarius. It's like maybe being famous or being an athlete tore down a lot of barriers for him. Like he was able to walk around a lot of velvet rope that he thought were made out of iron prior to his fame, and it kind of like bums him out, I guess. Um, but I do want to talk more just once again as I'm like circling back, because I don't think I talked about Neptune being his first house. I think I just talked about Jupiter being in his first house, and um, the Neptune. So like in this series of celebrity natal charts, I've been looking at Neptune as how you get on television, or how sort of you get started on becoming famous or a celebrity, right? And I see here it's like from the way that he looks. So like, why is he such an expensive football player? I think it's because of the way he looks, or probably that he's like an ox, so he works the hardest. And so that's Cristiano Ronaldo. And he's an Aquarius, he's a rising Capricorn, and this has been my analysis. And if you would like your own personal natal chart reading, you can book one on my website. It is available as a video or phone call, or it could even be like text message, like, hey, what's up? Let's talk about your chart. This is how I feel or what I'm seeing, and that's how I do it. So thank you for listening. I hope you enjoyed, and I will see you in my next video. Bye.